Wait, I don't think so. That's honest, but not. There's, I mean, yeah, plus a bed. There's a bedroom full bath on it. Oh. Scary. Like it's. We're late. Yeah. It's off by his house.
Oh,
And it's.
oh, is
not
that
a-
boxing probably?
But
Yeah,
not.
says it's 5 after 8. I wonder if
Yeah.
someone.
It's closing. Oh, these are things. Oh. That's interesting. That's all right.
We're good. Okay. Welcome. I'd like to call to order the November 18th, 2024 meeting of the City of Plattsburgh Zoning Board of Appeals. We have one appeal in front of us, Guy and Mary Mulder. We have a full board here. So I think we are good to go. I'm assuming you are Guy and Mary.
No, I'm Jack Taylor from JTL Construction.
Ah, okay.
I'm here.
Okay. Come right on up and you get in front of a big microphone. Sorry, these microphones are new to us. Used to have little things just sitting here. You're in our way. Okay, so tell us what you're looking for.
What she's looking to do is a front porch. Home is on the corner of Park Avenue West and Hogan Avenue. And they just have a little tiny porch and stairway coming down from the front of the house. And they're comfortable, reasonably comfortable living right now.
There.
Okay, and you have, as you probably well know, you have 2 front yards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a reason you're putting it on the front and not around on the side that is more private?
It would make egress from the house a little bit nicer. It's just the access to the deck. It would be
Yeah.
nice from the, little space that we have at the entrance of the door. So it just seems like it would flow nicely to have the deck there.
Okay,
It's, one of the plans showed that looked like you're gonna put sliding doors in where the windows are. Is that like,
No, that was, and I apologize, that was my mistake when I was drawing. The windows will remain.
so, so from the street view or from the top view,
The
Is-
preview is actually the bottom view.
well, okay,
Okay.
yeah, so does this deck, it basically covers where those shrubs and pumpkins and stuff, where is that correct? Does it come further out does it come further into the yard than,
There's a sidewalk, you can't see it in the picture, but there's a sidewalk at the bottom of the stairs right here. That extends out to the driveway. And the porch would come out to the
And the-
outside end of the sidewalk.
okay. And then the stairs that you have coming down into the yard would just go into the yard, or would there be another sidewalk?
No, there wouldn't be another sidewalk. Right, where the stairs are now, right there. The at the end of the porch, at the end of the deck, there would be one set of stairs inset into the deck facing the driveway. And another set of stairs facing the opposite end of the deck. There wouldn't be any stairs facing the road.
Oh, okay, that's how it is in the drawing.
Yeah, that was, actually, if you look at the last drawing, the one that I drew, excuse my drawing. But here you can see,
Okay,
that's just to get down to the line, so.
Mhm.
I guess my problem with this is you have that area to the left of the deck. Exactly. That is, wouldn't require any variance,
Right.
and you could have actually more area.
The issue with that is that we'd have to then pay for a sidewalk to be put in. And we're just trying to avoid that, trying to keep costs
An additional sidewalk to go to it.
to get to the driveway.
Well, no, you could still have the deck wrap around just 6 feet wide and you'd be set.
instead of
Rather
10
than
feet,
10.
instead of 10 feet.
If you cut that back to 6 feet and come out the edge,
I'm sorry, can you?
your 10-foot dimension from the front of the house,
Okay.
assuming that all these numbers are correct, you're 21 feet from your property line.
Right.
The requirement is 25.
Right.
So if you shorten that by 4 feet, you're within your front yard setback and expand it out to the left. You've got a lot of room because you're 33 feet from that, and actually you've got 14 feet to the edge of the house right off the bat.
So basically effectively making the porch would be the sidewalk. And then over on the other side. Where the other shrub and the other
Yes.
pumpkins are, would be the main deck area.
Sure.
So, Jack, I asked you about that, like, ago when you came in.
Yeah, I just
Last
didn't,
week.
I just didn't think that I didn't think it would work myself.
Right, and isn't it smaller as well?
It's 14 feet from that corner of the house to the corner here by the door.
Okay,
And then we would come out, we would change this from 6 feet, from 10 feet down to 6 feet, and then that would continue straight across to the corner here. Correct?
so what were the dimensions of the deck?
You could be, essentially, the decking that you would add would be 14 wide
14.
by, if you came out 6 and 14 by 15.
14, yeah.
And this, what we're proposing is okay?
What we're proposing is 10 by 21.
Yeah, so a significant difference in the size of the deck, and what we'd be able to do, having guests over and sitting outside. So that's really why we were considering this, because of the size and just having the room and be,
Couple of deck chairs.
Well, 6 feet in front is, I mean, it's not nothing. It's sittable. It's bigger than my porch. So, I mean, that would be, so the new part would be, what'd you say, 15 by 14?
Well, in reality, what we're proposing
It'd be bigger.
is 210 square feet, and what you've got there is 200 square feet.
oh,
Would be 10 square feet.
I'm assuming the front of your house is the 15 feet plus the 5, so 20 feet.
Yes, and plus, and then 14 off to the side.
Correct, but So the deck outside of the little walkway, the 4-foot walkway into the entry
It's
door
20 feet.
is 10 by 20, which is 200 square feet, and 14 by 15 is 210 square feet. So I'd consider that a wash.
And you'd still have the 6 by. You'd still have the front part, the 6 foot by.
6 foot by the.
By the length of the front of the house. And like I said, I mean, that's certainly usable space.
Yeah, this was what I was. Would a variance be, would we need to apply for a variance for that?
You didn't think so?
Within.
The real question is the 33'6", if that is accurate, whether we're going to go 6 inches into the front yard setback on that side. That would be the only question.
These lines here are the lines, basically. I actually went and bought a metal detector to find the
Find the
find the
pins.
pins. Pins, everyone's been about that far below ground.
Yeah,
And we did find them,
okay,
and then we took a yellow string, we went from pin to pin, and that's how we measured.
okay. Well, and I don't know if that surface of the house is parallel to the property line.
It's pretty close,
Okay, because the property is not square.
right, no, it's not.
And we were trying to figure out, is the front of the house parallel with,
The front of the house is parallel to the road.
okay, so the back is what is not parallel. to the
Right,
line.
exactly. The side of the driveway and the back of the house are not parallel exactly. The line across, Park Avenue West and the line across Cogan Avenue are very, very close.
So the variance would probably be required because I think the front corner, the northeast corner would just impinge on the 20 setback because the property line is not parallel to that side of the house.
Yeah.
But it's a lot more, I think, a lot more palatable in that's not the side that is truly the front of your house. And it's not the side that people really see. And we're only talking maybe 8 inches, 1 foot in one corner, going back to nothing.
And
Where it
as
meets that
opposed to
house.
going down to, additional 4 feet.
Exactly.
So
With that.
are they proposing that we wrap around to the side of
Wrap
here?
wrap around here and go to this corner here instead.
Okay,
This part here would be 6 feet instead of 10 feet. And then you can go straight across to this corner. And get right up to this one.
The drawing's kind of out of scale, so that's,
Right, yeah,
so it's a little misleading on how large that would actually be, I think, from looking at it.
Now, in total area, you would actually end up being significantly more than what you proposed because of, I was only counting the square that we would be adding, not in, and didn't count the
Yeah.
6 by 20,
right,
which granted, it's a walkway, but it still is space if you really wanted to. And you have your other steps, so you could do something there. Are you putting railings around these?
absolutely.
Okay. How high is it gonna be? I didn't notice.
The, from the ground up, if I remember, it was under the 30 inches.
Okay,
But, yeah, basically for aesthetics,
okay,
I think the railing would look a lot better.
okay. All right,
So it would, so I guess it'd be the same size as the porch that's there, the same height.
Right, yes, yeah.
So, can I ask, what is the 25-foot setback for? What's the purpose of it?
Basically, in case they have to go there and work or something like that, they can pull up on the
It's-
pond and.
Well, it's actually more to not feel closed in on the street.
And it's also a uniformity thing.
Yeah,
It's like a uniformity thing to keep things like in line.
Oh,
Like if you look up and down most of these streets on the west end, you can see the front of the houses that all line up right in there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a open space in the front and also a uniformity type thing. It's just a zoning. This is.
and different neighborhoods are treated differently depending on what the zoning classification is. And as you well know, if you go down Lafayette or, Champlain Street, they're right a lot closer to the street because
right,
it's
right.
old.
Noticed
But you do something like that in the West End, and it's gonna stick out like a sore thumb.
And it should be noted that this lot is. There's one other house and then the next house down is R2. So it's just. Two houses down is R2.
R1, R2.
Where's the R2 farther west?
Yep.
Oh, the apartments.
Kennedy, Aaron, they're all R2.
Those are R2. Interesting.
It's not too-
Meaning multifamily is allowed. Two
You
residents.
said your house is the last one.
And it also. The setbacks also change.
Yeah.
So just to know.
But east of her is all R1, correct?
Yep.
Okay. And there's also a park does it change before the park or after the park?
It's be after the park, because that's where the apartments are.
West End Park is in the R2. Wilmette Park is,
The other side of Sandra is R1.
well. North of.
Kogan or
Park
Park
Ave
Ave was.
is R1 on Sandra on that side, and then. Just see. a second. And the west side of Sandra, south of Lumet is R2, that's all R2.
But the east side is R1.
The east side is R1.
Okay.
Of Sandra.
So her whole block is R1.
Yeah, you can. Sure. So, see, this is her one right here. This is, these two are one, switches over to R2 over here. Just for you to know, it's all just.
Yeah.
So, if we have to change the plan to go to the other side, do we have to come before the zoning board again?
We can approach it two ways. One, we can postpone and see what you end up with. Or we could assume you're going to do that and approve X amount of encroachment into the front yard setback on the east side of your property and give you an envelope to work within. But then if you changed and wanted something different, then you would have to come back before us. I can't speak for everyone else, but I look at it that you could accomplish almost exactly what you want and not have near the variance that you're requesting. And our responsibility is to try and minimize variances. Not necessarily reject them, but definitely minimize them or
Yeah.
find alternatives. And I think if you look at it, that might be a very good alternative.
This would effectively be a lot. Don't spare it down the driveway. Would we still be able to put the stairs off from the end down to the lawn?
Stairs do not count.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Put the
you can.
stairs.
Okay, well, I think we'll have to check on the facilities more than once we-
Were you planning on doing this fall?
We're planning on doing this summer.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So now that we're here in the middle of November,
Hoping to,
okay. Okay, so time is of the essence.
yes.
All right,
You could discuss, because what was advertised is front yard setback only, and that could be the same issue over there.
yeah,
There's no open space issues at all.
yeah,
That's
that's,
who wait for this, so yeah.
I gave them that option that we could approve a different plan with limitations, and if you can work within it, you're good to go.
Okay. If you could just let us know those, just make sure that that's spelled out so that, as we're walking through and redoing the plan. Then I understand, kind of exactly what.
Okay. I guess I need to open up to the public. Is there anyone here? All right, we'll close the public hearing portion. All right, then let's do the seeker. Any comments on it? I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion that the board to review seeker and check questions 1 through 11 and confirm that no personal impact may occur. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, now comes the hard part. Um,
So you could start off by saying that the approval for the intrusion into the setback on the Cogan Avenue side it's less than 18 inches. And then just leave it at that.
Well, or we could just, the other alternative is first off, limit that we don't encroach on the front yard setback on Park Ave West.
Mhm.
And say that the deck is not gonna go any further than a line drawn from that surface of the house. The eastern surface of the house,
Oh, okay,
and let the chips fall where they may.
okay, that sounds good.
That would limit
Yeah.
to two dimensions.
Yeah.
You okay with that, Kyle?
You may,
Oh, I thought you were thinking,
no, no.
okay,
No. Barely listening to me.
okay,
Multitasking.
okay. So that, I would think that, unless somebody has a problem with that,
No, that's not fast.
basically it wouldn't go any closer to. And you can't say any closer to the lot line because we know it's going closer than the house.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
But if you. Closer than the plane of that. That eastern side of the house. Who wants to word it?
Oh. I don't have the experience. Let's see, let's try. So, I don't even know how to start. So make a motion for appeal 2388, Gary and Mary Mulder, 97 Park Avenue West. The board the board does not approve an intrusion into the setback on the Park Avenue side and will allow an intrusion, any intrusion on the Cogan Avenue side. I don't know how to. They know how to, and approves a line for the deck parallel or continuing from the west side. Is that the west side?
That's the
East side of the house to the front of the deck.
Add that as a class B area variance. Do we need to add that?
No, it's already in the things.
Second.
Okay.
We have to say aloud, we're not approving the plans as written. For minute purposes.
I think him saying that there's to be no encroachment. on the
Okay.
park Apple
Yep.
side probably makes it.
Do we put a limit on the encroachment on the Coven Ave side?
It's as long as it's, a continuation of the side of the house to the deck.
Site along the wall, and it can't come closer to Cogan
Along the
we've-
east wall.
on that east wall. We've limited it, so they can't go any closer to Park Ave West.
They
So
can
that
go up to
they can go out to that point.
the 25.
Yeah,
Basically to the
basically
setback line.
6 feet.
Coming out this way.
Yes,
I'm talking about the Cogan Avenue front yard setback. Do we,
It will be even, it will be a continuation of the east side of the house. Coming towards Park Avenue.
What is it encroaching into the front yard?
yeah, I'm confused
If
about.
it's not encroaching into the front yard, there's no variance.
If it's
well,
going,
it is encroaching.
if it's going, it's gotta go within 25 feet of the Cogan Avenue front yard setback property. line. 'Cause they can build all the way out to 25 feet out that way,
Yes,
No, I see what you're saying.
because otherwise they wouldn't need a variance.
yes.
Okay, so I wanna know how much you're allowing the encroachment into that front yard setback.
Whatever it is, we don't know the exact footage because the lines aren't parallel.
You mean on the Cogan
So
Avenue
this
side?
is basing a guess that maybe that front corner is closer than 33 feet.
Yes,
I just think that that's,
You think it's too restrictive?
no, I just don't.
Why are we even considering that Cogan Avenue side so much?
It's still front yard setback.
Oh, yeah.
and right off the bat, the corner of the house that exists, I believe, is in the front yard setback on the Cogan Ave side. Well, I know it is. Because you got 33'6" minus 14. You're at 19.6.
It's because of the angle of the.
No, I understand that, I just,
All right, makes sense to me.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm still not entirely sure what the variance is,
Is it the phrasing?
just what,
They're allowing them to build up until the east side line, whether it encroaches into the front yard setback or not, because that's not.
Just to
Fully
cover our
realized.
bases. So that they can.
Let's say,
I'm just, I don't feel like it's not well defined.
well, it's not defined in area because we don't know exactly where the house is relative to that line.
100% sure of that. It's not like house to house.
Do we wanna go off of the measurements on here or just do?
Scott is thinking that that corner might.
I'm saying
need a
that front
variance.
corner's gonna be even.
I don't
closer
think it's a
to-
variance because it's
Yeah,
like
do we wanna
entitled
just,
to a 6x8 in that front yard setback. So technically. If they built that to both of those front yard setbacks, they would still technically be allowed. A 4x6 or a 6x8 portion of that to be outside of that, so if it were. Like if the width of that, I don't know, what's the depth from the front of the house to the second? 4 feet,
With the door.
Well,
if they're planning to stay inside of that eastern side of the building and not go within 25 feet on the north side. Then they don't get a variance.
run that by me again.
If they're not, if the build is gonna stay within the. On the east side of the building, if it's not going past that wall of the house and it's not going into the front yard setback on Park Avenue, they don't need a variance.
I disagree with you.
They're entitled to a 6x4 uncovered porch in either front yard setback.
Okay, but there are, if they come out, even with the house, they're already starting at 5, they're starting at 5 feet in the front yard
But
setback.
that doesn't look like, to me. It's greater than 6 feet right there.
And we're looking at going.
Okay, but also we gotta remember that if it's not parallel, you take an average. Of the
Okay.
side yards, so
But you're going 15 feet by 5 feet. That's more than a 4 by, or a 6 by 8.
do you have an overhead?
No, but I can get it. It's really what we need.
And if you look at that house, you take an average of the back corner and that front corner, you take the average, it's not that front corner, it's the average.
Okay.
It's not parallel, so.
I'm sorry, what was your name again? The builder?
Mary.
No, your builder,
Oh,
Jack. If Jack was to stake out where the deck was going to be and invited you over to look at it, that would be sufficient? If it was,
I'd be more than happy to.
I mean, that's all fine and good, except. We're here right now.
Right.
I'd like to
Okay.
resolve this so that they can go.
May I have a pen or pencil from you?
Sure.
please? The same. Unfortunately, my drawing is horrible, but using my drawing here, and again, please excuse the drawing, if we continue parallel here,
Move the picture.
we will
Move
where the 6 foot.
Anyway, I don't know.
the zoom picture,
I don't know like that.
grab it, right in the black. Oh, pretty
Of course, this isn't gonna be the scale.
That's fine.
I'm interested to figure out what this distance is here.
What I'm trying to tell you is if you move the screen where everyone is,
Here
with that screen,
would be where it would be getting.
grab the screen on the top right, no, leave that alone.
us, move us.
move us, the picture of
The
us.
box, yes, grab that and move it,
Yes.
right, now move the other one also,
From that window to.
there's the rulers, over to the right,
Chair.
right there, that's gonna,
Here.
it's gonna do it metric, so you're gonna have to redo it in a second.
Feet across.
Now go over and do feet.
Here's 6 feet. You really do, you should.
Just click it and then you can move the measurement.
I'm sure.
You gotta keep that on.
It's still have a bunch of room comfortably. Fine.
And we'll go over. Yeah, put those little blue boxes in the measure. Start, we can start from there.
63.
Let me ask you something, Kyle.
Yep.
Is there a problem with approving it and you finding out that it didn't need to be?
No, I mean, I don't think so.
Then why don't we just do it?
It's up to you guys.
If you don't mind.
Yeah.
This is what we're basically looking at here.
Yes,
So it's here.
yes,
Straight across, you're basically section all the way up to the driveway.
yep,
So these stairs would be moved to here.
yes. Yes, the stairs you can, are they allowed two sets of stairs? Or do you just not count stairs?
No, stairs aren't counted as long as they.
So you wouldn't necessarily have to recess them. You could.
Well, the only reason I wanted that we talked about resetting from here, is because if I brought them down into here, we didn't get to the driveway.
Yeah, and you have 10 feet, and I think we're looking at 6.
Right, yeah, that's
Yep.
why I
Yep.
kind of scribbled this out.
Yep. Yeah, that's, and if you take a look at your sizes, you get a fair size area right there.
Yeah, that's a pretty reasonable size.
And then you still have your 6 by 20.
The stairs,
Show it to everybody.
Sure.
the stairs down to the driveway could be the full width of that section.
Right, exactly. But
Yeah.
you could probably see. it.
Yeah, no, that's.
I
perfect.
think that's what we're envisioning.
Yes, yeah.
At least that's what I was.
Parallel with this one.
That's 6 feet up.
And so that we're 6 feet. Here's where this. Probably like this upstairs here, to go down to the ground, so that's this part. Right. And this set of stairs. Would still be inside.
That makes sense.
Jack, where was the 33'6" measure? to?
That was to the side of one existing porch.
Okay. Okay. All right.
What's the length of that wall? Well, it's not necessarily to be 6 by 8, huh?
This is the west side.
Oops, sorry.
Huh? City side.
Down the side of the house.
Yeah, I
here.
think I've got,
What's
I
that?
think it's the way we worded it.
Mhm.
Let's clean this, I think that's the way that.
I kind of sketched it in here.
Yeah, same
Okay.
here, right here.
Yeah.
This side.
Yeah, just what you
Yeah.
just sketched.
This side?
Yeah, so.
Yeah, okay.
Probably be here. They
Thank
come here. Thank you. Let's go. Out in here.
I see that.
Coming down the side of that side of the house. Just stay.
I like the way
parallel
you
with the
worded
Side of
it.
the house here.
What's that?
I like the way that we worded it.
I
I think it's the
I'm good.
cleanest way.
I'm good.
Okay.
That's minimum what you could do.
I think they're good.
Because I think that.
I already voted.
Since we're not. You have more. Yeah, we have more than what it looks like, so we can work that out. Say that they can approve. And approve whatever we can check, and if it doesn't need it, then it doesn't need it, we can just won't file it. Yeah, okay.
We good, Kyle?
What's that?
We good?
Yeah, I think, I think Jim is right too. I think that's probably a good chance. That it won't even need the variance, but. Might as well go through with it and if he doesn't, when we go do it, if it doesn't need it. Then we can just
note it in.
just don't file it.
Yeah.
With the state.
Better.
Yeah, might as well, yeah, might as well do it.
Okay, let's go ahead and vote.
Everybody had already voted.
Good to go. We got 5 yes votes. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. for-
Nope. Yeah.
Also.
You're all set. You just need to deal with Kyle.
Have a great evening.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Hey, Jack,
Yeah,
just let us know when you're gonna be up there, when you can be up there, and we'll go take a look at it.
tomorrow afternoon.
Early afternoon,
Sure.
we'll straighten it out tomorrow.
Okay,
One-ish.
Lunch should be perfect. All right,
Yep,
that's okay.
Yeah, do I need to be there?
No.
Okay.
No, there's no reason for us to have to go.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you.
Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.
Okay, we have minutes to approve. I have some questions on them. What's this? Plattsburgh House of Prayer. The wording on the motion. And change to parking lot, providing the change in decrease is not less than 26%. And wait. I wish I had seen it before. I would have asked you just to check. Okay.
That's gonna work for the planning board too, by the way.
What's that?
That's gonna work for the planning board too.
Okay. Yeah, let's, and then on appeal 2386. Chair may check no or small impact may have heard questions 1 through 11. Oh, wait. Chair marked in part 2 that there is little to no impact. Chair may check no or small impact may occur. Questions 1 through 11. That's redundant because part 2 is 1 through 11. Says in part 2 and chair may check 1 through 11. When I read it, it's like, oh, that's kind of redundant. Yeah, let's review. They don't have to go. Do they do that? Okay. All right, then. There's only one more option.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.